Okay, so I'm gonna do a reading of this hilarious document that just lies constantly and is really illogical. So, okay. Cheating scumbag, ConvolkJT. If you're part of the Call of Duty community, chances are you've probably heard of the name ConvolkJT, supposedly considered a human aimbot to the likes similar of COD YouTubers like Default and Exoghost. It has more recently come to my attention that despite his best efforts, more and more evidence of him cheating arise as days pass. I won't make this document super long, so let me just summarize it all for you. Old videos. I took this clip from his earliest currently unprivated video he uploaded back in February 2019. I will even link the whole video right here. The whole video is just him abusing aimbot and not the silent kind. To give a brief explanation, there's a difference between silent aim and normal regular aimbot. Silent aim, which is the aimbot he's saying that I'm not using, is aimbot that despite not hitting shots, it still it still is played by the client as you hitting the shots. So you could literally shoot like 3 meters off of the person and it'll still count as a hit. Which is different to aimbot, which usually magnetically stays onto the target. This aimbot, the aimbot used in this video is completely blatant, constantly firing off target and yet landing critical shots. He's pretty much what anyone would think a person with aimbot's actual skill would be. So, alright, we can go to the clip. And what? We'll watch it. Now you might be thinking, whoa, that actually kind of looks like Silent M. The thing that he leaves out, which he puts in the, he does link the whole video, so I have to give him some charitability, is the fact that this is in theater mode. So, the same way that kill cams are very untrustworthy, theater mode is delayed and is just an interpolation of what happened. So it doesn't actually show an accurate representation of the kills shown. But he's not even accusing me of silent aim. He was just saying that I'm magnetically staying on target. And then also in the same breath, he is saying that it is clear as day that you can see what my aim actually looks like, and he's saying that it's not good, but he's also accusing me of having aimbot that isn't silent aim within the video itself. You can already see how the contradictions pile up. If the aimbot was not helping him here, it is more than clear to see he would have not landed any shots onto the opposing player due to his extremely dogshit mouse control and tracking. Yeah, this was at a time where I was using a sensitivity randomizer, so my actual mouse control was not that good. I don't want to take up to 5 pages explaining how fucking obvious his aimbot is. Yeah, you can all look at his old videos and easily get the impression that he blatantly cheats. So this entire thing is built up. This entire argument is a contradiction, which is then substantiated by "Trust me, bro, he's cheating." Sick. Alright, so you're already off to a bad start, bro. Many times he has said that he cheated in the past, although the main concern is if he still does. True. Chances are, if you have a brain, you already know the answer to this, of course. Okay. Otherwise, I wouldn't be taking my precious time making a stupid-ass Google Doc about it. That actually doesn't make sense. You would be making a Google Doc detailing all of these things to try and convince people that are not aware of these topics of your perspective. The idea that you would be making this Google Doc because people already agree with you seems very illogical and not true. This actually just doesn't make sense. The images provided are from his actual YouTube channel and not fabricated in any way. Alright, let's go to the screenshots from YouTube. I cheated in the past, don't cheat now, have multiple world records. Cool. And this is me explaining why I cheated in the past. Well, the reasons across the years I've cheated is, 1, got pissed at the game devs, so I wanted to ruin their experience, 14 years old. This is due to the fact that one of my accounts got hacked and then banned due to that hacking, and it had a Titan Katowice 2014 holo on it, and a Hellraiser Katowice 2014 holo on it. This account is under ownership of my mother now, so if you wanted, you can even go to that account and find that in that inventory, those things are still true. Because they always were true. I don't know. Secondly, I cheated to ruin the experience of a bunch of players that actively tried to hunt out my games to ruin my experience. Yeah, this was in Black Ops 3, and I said 16, maybe 17, and I did this due to the fact that a lot of these people would actively 6-stack against me and because they thought I was cheating, they would troll me, ruin my experience, like block me, all of that sort of stuff. And after months of enduring this, I just cheated against them, to drive them out of the community. Is it petty? Could you say it's bad? Yeah, probably, but I personally feel like I'm vindicated in that, because if you try and ruin someone's experience for months, you shouldn't be like, I'm gonna ruin the experience back. I don't mind. Yeah. And another reason is, third reason was didn't have gameplay for about a week, and I wanted to upload something. Ended up deciding against that upload. This was the notorious wallhack clip where I uploaded it for like 2 hours and then unlisted the video. Now the reason that it resurfaced is because I unlisted it and not privated it, and someone then lied about it. That sombrero guy that was lied about the wallhack clip, saying it was on stream when it was never was. But and I've proven this many times. So we can even go to the video. It was already uploaded. We can go to where it shows up. Like, this was uploaded on my own record. So the idea, and this post was posted before the Twitter post was made. So it's not like I re-uploaded this or anything like that. Like, I uploaded this myself. You'll see it eventually. But you can tell by the gun I'm using if you really want. Yeah, you can see the names flickering by and stuff like that. Yeah, there you go. You can see it. I uploaded this on my own accord. I understand. Seems a bit weird. But yeah, so I uploaded on my own accord. So I'm not hiding from it or anything like that. Cheating on stream. In the video, you will notice the aimbot software being used, as you can easily see the exoskeletons of the enemy players in the clip. Just goes to show that handcams are not enough to prove your innocence. Yeah, no one has ever made. Oh, wait. Alright. In the video, you will notice the aimbot software being used, as you can easily see the exoskeletons of enemy players in the clip. Alright, so the exoskeletons, and I just showed the clip. The exoskeletons are a wallhack, not an aimbot software. So he already shows a distinct lack of understanding of the difference between those two things. Especially, but anyway, especially in this case, since his dumbass got caught with his cheating software open on stream. I think this is one of the clips that got him banned on Twitch. See, he just makes these assertions that are baseless. I have gone over multiple times how I didn't get banned off Twitch because of cheating, and I've given proof of that. Especially, yeah, and it's cheat software open on stream. That's not true. And here, I want to pick this apart. So he says that I've used an aimbot software being used, and he shows a distinct lack of understanding of the difference between wallhack and aimbot software. There's two reasons behind it why we would make this statement, and contradict himself in the next statement. There's two reasons. One, he doesn't actually know the difference between the two, which I would say that means that you're not qualified to be able to talk about this. And so, the second thing is maybe that he got them mixed up. And I'll give you a reason why I think he got it mixed up. I think the reason he got it mixed up is because he made prior references to me aimbotting, and because if the exoskeletons come up on screen, it shows cheating, and he just like conflates all of these things. I would say that if you want to be uncharitable, and I think it's more than fair to be uncharitable to this person, I think the reason he said aimbot software is because if he says aimbot software in this scenario, it gives a false sense of credibility to his prior accusations. Like, it gives the sense that, oh, these accusations are piling up. Like, there's a lot of proof to this, when he's actually not proven anything. He's just said, trust me, bro, and he's posted a clip that is the most well-known thing that I've posted myself, and it's like constantly lied about, and then he goes on to lie about it even more. Not much to say here. It's just really bad. Convolk leaves when getting PC checked. Convolk joins the call with two lads that want to prove whether he cheats or not. He gets nervous and leaves the call twice while being PC checked. Well, you can go to this video. It's the evoked video. These two people are very fucking weird human beings, and they hang out with deplorable human beings. But I do a PC check for like 4.5 minutes at like 2 a.m. after I streamed, and then they just wanted to do some more, and I said, hey, we can just do it tomorrow. You can watch the video yourself. That's basically what happens. So it just seems I don't know. Okay. And then also I got my PC checked multiple times after that. So it's a very baseless claim. Because like the implication is like, oh, he's too afraid to get his PC checked. I've got my PC checked multiple times by multiple different people. So I've even done it on video, I think, and on stream. So anyway, bit weird. Credit card transactions. So the screenshot provided is one from his old streams in which he shows recent transactions with Bendigo Bank, which is an Australian retail bank company. I don't think you need to give that information, but fair. One of those transactions being with someone named Artificial Aiming. The next screenshot shows what the transaction is linked to, and as you can guess, it's a cheating software to help dogshit losers like ConvolkJT. Now, by the way, here's the here's the screenshot. So what he's saying is that I've paid for Artificial Aiming. The one thing he's leaving out is like this is a pending payment, and the people that were accusing me at the time, which is by the way the people that he is referencing now with all this evidence, they thought I was cheating before, right? But this is just weird because there's no auto renew system on any cheat website. You can ask anyone about that. There's just no auto renew system. So it would be weird for me to purchase another, let's say, bundle and months of cheats if I wasn't manually renewing it, right? If this payment is pending, I don't actually have access to those cheats. And on this stream, I still performed the same. So you have to, that gives the evidence that in the most logical outcome, I'm going to be not cheating on this stream because I'm going to be renewing a subscription of a cheat that has expired, right? That's the reasonable explanation if you already believe I'm cheating. If you 100% believe I'm cheating, that's actually a reasonable explanation of what's happening here. Then it's reasonable to assume that I'm actually not cheating on this stream, but I still perform the same. So what does that mean? That means that I am good enough to perform at the same level while cheating and not cheating, which also which would disprove the statements priorly made that I'm just dog shit. So like they would either have to concede on the fact that they're wrong, and this is actually not proving me cheating because I perform the same, or they would have to say, oh wait, he performs the same. They would have to drop the he's dog shit stick, and he just performs the same, cheating or not cheating. But like they're not going to do that. They just want to have their cake and eat it too. It seems a bit weird. Timescaling of breaking world records. Props to AimLabs here because most aim trainers don't have a good anti-cheat or don't have one at all. And screenshots shown below, and AimLabs dev Wayne shows logs of entries made by Convolk. AimLabs logs. Let's look. Let's AimLabs look. He shows logs. All right, and in the logs, he also says that I've cheated in every single attempt. And he says, in Convolk's defense, he claims that their system is faulty because some entries did not detect some of his entries, even going to the extent of saying they are stupid because they say they've only found him using a 4 times X, in which he claims he's actually used as low as a 10 times X to achieve his scores, which in any case just makes him look worse in my opinion. That is because you don't actually understand the argument being made. The argument being made is the fact that they have faulty information. Their system has produced results of inaccurate reporting. So if I've cheated at 10 times and their system is meant to be able to detect at the severity of someone cheating and that someone is cheating in general, then it should be able to get that information, right? But they aren't. And why aren't they? That is something that I can't answer. My default thought process is, well, if some of their information is wrong and this is meant to be a rigid system of anti-cheat, if it churns out false positives and churns out faulty information, then you probably can't put much faith into the system itself. And that is my argument. Yeah, I have time scaled before. It was I time scaled because in AimLabs they didn't have what Kovacs had, which was scenarios that are just at a slower pace, which is helpful to train in certain scenarios. And then they also it's very easy to find bugs if you're time scaling. And I've also reported that to Bardos himself. So if we go to Bardos, yeah, I've reported these bugs. How a time scale run looks, what bugs are there when it comes to AimLabs itself. For example, I found out that with the AKM, you can make it faster than intended. If you click the mouse instead of holding it down, you can shoot it faster than its 0.1 fire rate. So if you had a macro, you could easily beat the scores and cheat. So like I literally even reported this as well. So like I just want to point out, you see the difference between like my defenses and his accusations. He provides very faulty evidence if he does provide evidence whatsoever. And with my defenses, I usually just have the receipts. It's not that hard. These are like very faulty. These are accusations with very faulty premises. The evidence here is very bad on his side, and I can always bring up my evidence because like if I lied, they would call me out in an instant. I don't know. It would be dumb to lie. I'm more than willing to bet this piss fucking random didn't just get a world record in any scenarios he has played and posted on YouTube. In a Nova's video, he shows when he got banned from Kovacs. A fun little tidbit, I wasn't actually banned from Kovacs at this point when a Nova showed this. He just lied, and then I got banned later on. Yeah. Although I'm pretty sure at the time, unless it is still this way, that Kovacs bans were manual and not automatic, as in the developer received some evidence of him cheating and banned him himself. This is weird because Kovac himself even said that they don't have a system in place to be able to get this sort of evidence to ban people. They've only just recently implemented an actual anti-cheat, so it's really weird to assume this due to the fact that this person has said that he's played aim trainers a lot prior, that he wouldn't actually have the understanding that Kovacs didn't have the system in place to be able to get any sort of evidence, but he's still going to assume and blindly believe that they did have the evidence. Seems like motivated reasoning, which is the reasoning of you have a conclusion and you'll make any bit of evidence, even if it doesn't actually prove your point, fit to try and convince yourself of that your conclusion is correct. I think that's a fair assessment of what's going on here because he hasn't shown anything. He just said, "Trust me, bro," and then he's also contradicted himself multiple times in the statement, in the Google Doc itself. As someone who plays aim trainers constantly, there you go, it is actually super easy to tell if someone cheats a run. No, it's not. If it was super easy, you wouldn't need an anti-cheat system to be able to pick up on this. So it's actually not easy. In the video, you'll see him playing a scenario in which he gets a below average score. Even though the title says meme video, I think that this is generally what the score of someone who uses an aimbot would get if they had their aimbot turned off. Okay, so at this time, the video he's talking about, which, I don't care about bringing it up. The video he's talking about is, I think, me playing for 1 minute on Kovacs within my first 5 minutes of playing on Kovacs and didn't have any settings set up, and I just flicked around to random things on Tile Frenzy, which is known to be the worst scenario at getting better. So like, yeah, it was a meme video, but his evidence is so shoddy that he just has to try and be like, oh no, I actually think that in a weird way, Convolk, that was his real aim, and he just said meme video for the sake of saying meme video. If that was my real aim, and I wanted people to believe I was legit, why would I upload that and it not be a meme video? If I was that bad, why would I even upload it? It seems really weird to do that. It seems just illogical. I don't know. It seems weird. There's like, oh no, Convolk's actually playing like 7-dimensional chess, where if he will purposely upload something that will make him look bad if you look it through these like two-dimensional light. You know, it's real weird. It's real weird. In the video, you'll see him playing a scenario in which he goes, "Oh, I know." So I think that this is generally what the score of someone who uses an aimbot would get if the aimbot was turned off. Shortly later in the video, Anova shows that Convolk is able to nearly beat his score in Voltaic, surpassing an extremely good player named Dan in the process. This ended up being what led to Convolk getting banned from Kovac. You don't know that. No one knows why I got banned from Kovac. There's been no reasoning. There's been no public statement. There's been no evidence because Kovac anti-cheat system didn't have any evidence at this point. But I did get banned eventually. But you don't have any reason behind this. And here's a good tip for any of these accusations that you get for yourself, and you can apply it to this to your own life. If someone's making an accusation to someone, as a third-party observer, you should look at what they're saying, obviously, but also what they're not saying and what they're not providing. So if there was any evidence that was concrete of me cheating in Kovac, this guy would post it, because he's posted like AimLab logs that don't necessarily he's posted the AimLab logs before, right? So like if there was any evidence of Kovacs actually having proof that I cheated, he would just provide it. But there's no evidence, so this is all conjecture and just based on trust me, bro. Not just in the process, this ended up alright. So not just because he got a solid score, but because he timescaled again. Again, you haven't proven this. As you know, it's obvious Convolk wouldn't be able to achieve these high scores. Again, you haven't proven that I'm not legit, so you can't just say it's obvious. Or record-breaking scores, that is. In AimLabs, without the timescale he uses, which is cheat engine from what I found out. So you didn't have any knowledge of this prior, but you still think you have the authority to talk about cheating in these games. It's a bit weird. A bit interesting. It only makes sense he would do the same in Kovacs, to help put the rest of the insecurity he has from being a low-life, dog-shit loser For this, he has received a VAC ban to stack on top of the other VAC bans he has received from cheating in other Steam games. I actually didn't get a VAC ban. We can check this. This is my main account. I've only got VAC bans, not even VAC bans actually. I've only got game bans on this. Wait, do I have a VAC ban? No, just game bans. Yeah, because so like this is not even true. Like this is just a lie. Not to mention, I'm sure a dude with under 70 hours in the name channel would ever be capable of easily getting world record scores. Lol, just using logic, you know. That's actually not logical. Now, if your statement was, it is a bit suspicious that someone that has that low hours could get a world record, you would have an argument. That's a bit weird. Like, it would be out of the ordinary, but it's not proof that it's illegitimate. And also, I don't have just 70 hours in name trainer. I have like 300, 400 hours. So, even this is untrue. And we can even just say this in the just in what AimLab itself, that's 78. By the way, I play on like 3 different accounts. It's half an hour, and then if we want to go, he's talking about Kovac. I have 100 hours on Kovac. I have 17 hours on aimbase. And by the way, I've played on another account. I played on like 2 other accounts, and they have like 50 hours on each game added up. Like I have like 300 hours, 400 hours on aim trainers. So like this is even a lie. All right, so let's look at his next game. Abusing viewers and supporters to help censor hate. So he's literally calling me abuser to my own followers. Interesting. Let's see what the evidence he has. It was proven by none other than Nova himself that Convolk likes to make sure nobody slanders his name to make sure his public image is intact. Yes, like any content creator would. If someone intentionally lies, which is what slander is, necessary. That's a bit of a it's not necessarily what slander means, but that's roughly what it means. Keep his image, public images intact. That's what every single content creator should do. If someone actively lies about you, then you should means to get that out. It's just fair. That's literally under law in like every country. I'm assuming he did this in his Discord. All right, you have no evidence, and again, we'll appeal to if he had any evidence of this, he would be posting it right now. And my Discord is public, so it's not like the evidence is very hard to find. So if it was very easy to find this evidence, then why didn't he post it? Bit weird. In which he got people to report videos of no providing any evidence that he cheats. Additionally, I'm willing to bet he has done this to other content creators as well. So, based off a literal assumption with no proof, you're going to add even more accusations of me doing something. Yeah, no video is taken down. I did it personally by myself. Poorly reacting to criticism. I found in his Discord for the short time I was there that he poorly reacts to any kind of criticism regarding his legitimacy. It could be anything from kindly asking if he cheats or not. No, that's actually not true. If someone, like, half of my mod team doesn't think I'm legit. So, like, if I was banning people just because they disagreed with me, then quite a few people in my server would be banned. But I actively have in my Discord, where is it? A cheating evidence part where you can post what you think is suspicious of me. It's not hard. Like that's just like untrue. To people calling him out for his extremely poor sense of logic and explanations, I think that the logic of what you're providing has been a lot worse than any logic that I've put forth. So it's a bit funny and a bit ironic that you would accuse of that. But whatever it is, it usually results in a ban from a server. Even professional aimer Bardos was banned from his server, and I'm more than willing to bet his argument was constructive. So again, you have no evidence of what Bardos was saying, so you have no evidence that his argument was constructed. You're just blindly following him, and not intently harmful in any way. Either way, he gets a ban because he's not a brain-dead 12-year-old who blindly follows someone who obviously cheats. The irony of you saying that people who support me are blindly following someone, despite the fact that you're blindly following Bardos, and just assuming that his argument was constructive and what he said was constructive when you have no evidence of the case. Now we can go to these videos. Hectic, which by the way, he says that I ban anyone that disagrees with me, that even kindly disagrees with me. Hectic is literally one of the top people in my Discord. I don't really get what you mean about wrong info. Well, they can really see logs. Just because they're logs doesn't mean the info can't be wrong. But okay, so that is true. Like just because you say, oh, these are logs though, doesn't necessarily mean the system that is set up to get that information isn't faulty. That's illogical. I might just ban you if you can't understand. You're pretty lost. Yeah, I was kind of annoyed because this was at a point where like everyone was coming at me to try and like make me explain, and I was just like, I explained it, and then they were asking more and more questions. So I was like, that's completely logical. Um, I'll decide whether to ban you two or explain my position first after my game. You know what? I didn't even ban them, so I just said I might. And then Bardos came to me. So you banned me from yourself for asking to discuss publicly. Is that how delusional you are? Crazy. When you dunk on yourself, Lamar makes the point that banning equals I'm delusional, but blocks me instead, so I can't respond. Yeah, that's a bit like contradictory. I don't know why you added that because that literally makes them look pretty bad. I'm sure there is a lot I didn't cover, and if there's any more to add, kindly put under the tweet I made. There was nothing that anyone put under the tweet because there's no additional evidence. Like in most of this document, there's actually no evidence. If this isn't enough evidence to prove this guy cheats, and yes, he still does, I don't know if you're either one of his flaws or never had any experience in FPS before. I'll reiterate this: just because you have experience in FPS doesn't mean you know anything about how cheats work or what it looks illegitimate and what looks legitimate. We can just go to, and I'll use this example again, we can go to major winner, Fallen, accusing multiple people in the NA scene of cheating despite no evidence, and now they're playing in Valorant with one of the best anti-cheats and then performing at the top level like Leaf and Zeppa. Like, it's not hard to grasp the concept that just because you're good at something doesn't mean that you have the expertise in a completely different field. Yes, cheating in an FPS game is vaguely related to professional play in an FPS game due to the fact that it's in an FPS game, but it doesn't actually mean that you have any understanding of the technical side of cheating in a video game and what it looks like or how it's done. You have no understanding of it. It's just illogical to assume that. It is actually comical the evidence is this blatant. If it was this blatant, you'd actually provide it. And he just leaves it out for the public to grab. So am I silencing my haters? Or am I leaving all of the evidence out for the public to grab? Which one is it? You can't have both. Of course, many people know he cheats already, and this document is not a surprise at all. Trust me. I find it funny that he's used the word trust me, because that's kind of like this entire document. He's not one of those weirdos that genuinely likes being a hacky said, this guy does cheat. I think it's dumb. People genuinely believe this guy is legit. Don't get me wrong, I'm certain the range of his audience is young enough to point that they don't know how to do long division yet, so maybe it's not their fault. But having a platform such as your own, where other people struggle to get that kind of success, and you use it just to deceive everyone because of your lack of skill and jealousy from watching others who are better than you, just makes me sick. All right, this is just him just assuming a bunch of stuff and trying to like armchair psychologist me. He did. It's weird. You are disgusting, and I hope YouTube strikes the ban hammer on you like Twitch did. None of what you have accomplished is deserved in any way. I know several people have more than enough evidence to prove that you cheat, but don't give enough of shit to put on public display. Then why don't you get the evidence yourself? Oh wait, you can't, because there isn't. So I'll do it for them. Oh, so you will do it for them. You didn't provide any evidence. If you have read through this document all the way to the end, retweet the tweet associated with it to help it spread. I want this guy removed from the face of the earth. Only then we can live happier with one less share in the community. P.S. I have evidence downloaded on my PC, so no point in trying to get this removed. Bro, this is comical. So I would obviously not want to get this removed because this is really sad. It very, very bad document. Like the point, you contradict yourself multiple times in the document. The evidence, you make a lot of accusations with no evidence provided. It is actually a pitiful display. But I'm glad that I'm not even going to show you Twitter. I'm not even going to show you Twitter to give you the notoriety of this. Just know that if you do find this video, and if I do upload this video, which I'm guessing I probably won't, but even if I do upload this video, and you're the person who made this, you should be embarrassed for yourself. This is so fucking bad. God damn.